What do you need to know about cleaning for millennials? Oh, that's a great question, and we get to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by House Call Pro. It's the #1 rated app for service professionals. So if you run a house cleaning business and you have customers with lots of different details, and you're trying to keep track of scheduling and invoicing, and you process credit cards, and you're hoping for a rating and review on the other end of your service, House Call Pro can do all of that for you in one fell swoop. Boom! It's all automated. Yay! And they've put together a special for me and my friends over at housecallpro.com/Angela. So you want to check it out because it's going to save you hours of work. And if you're a small startup business, or even if you're a major business and you've been in business for a very long time, you know that time is money. So save your time and your money by going to housecallpro.com/Angela. All right, on to today's show. We have an attorney turned house cleaner. I know, it's really amazing. She's from the USSR. And as she came to America, she decided to live the American dream. So she built a house cleaning company and founded it in 2015. So it's only a couple of years old. It grossed over $1 million in the first 2 years alone. Then she went on to become the Entrepreneur of the Year for 2019 from the Small Business Administration and from Women in Distinction. So she's winning awards like crazy. She has over 4,500 clients. I know, poof, mind blown, right? So she's here today to share with us some information on what we need to know to work and clean for millennials. Please help me welcome Elena Ledoux.
I feel like millennials are all about fairness. It could be like global fairness and truth and justice, universal justice, or localizing your transaction with them. And my experience been they're really fair. I mean, I've never had a negative experience where, you know, there's been some sort of somebody trying to take advantage of our company when it comes to millennial clients in particular. So I enjoy working with them. In general, they tend to have smaller homes because they're younger. So they would have a condo or townhouse as opposed to like a big, 5,000 square foot home. In general, they don't have lots of kids and lots of pets. And they probably have like a one pet and maybe one kid. And they treat the pet as well as they would treat a kid, sometimes better. So
Are there certain things as a house cleaner that you have to do to work around the pet as well as the kids? Where sometimes you might just crate a pet and you're done. Is it different with a millennial?
well, I think with millennials, it's very important to have a great communication down. So in our company, we have procedures, and we make sure that they get communicated. And a lot of the procedures are based around safety, especially safety of the kids and safety of the pets, right? So, and we do put the burden of securing the pet on the owner himself or herself because they're the ones who know better what's appropriate, how the dog or cat is going to feel. We have a client who also millennial has 3 raccoons. So I wouldn't have any idea how to deal with that in terms of like to keep them safe or how they're going to react. I know they bite. So our client basically locks them up in a separate room. We don't even touch that room, right? That's ideal situation for us. And we communicate that very clearly. Safety of our staff is very, very important to us, obviously. As long as you communicate your procedure clearly, they agree to it. Remember about fairness and justice. They feel like it's fair that we, hold them by our conditions and our terms, and everything is fine. I do find that if we come to the home for the first time and there's, let's say, a fish or hedgehog or something unusual, and we're not sure what to do with it, it pays to like quickly Google it or look it up to see what's safe, what's not safe. Just kind of be careful because you never know. They could be very fragile. Thankfully, we didn't have any incidents, but I'm always very, very mindful because specifically for millennials, they do treat their pets like their best friends, right? More so than other generations.
That is fascinating because I've never gone to a house with a hedgehog and I'm not sure what I would know what to do either. So that's a great tip. And I think that would apply to all ages, but that's fascinating. I know that a lot of millennials are focused on what is convenient for them. And sometimes they'll call a maid service and they need their house cleaned today, even though they don't have an appointment. Have you had any experience and how do you deal with someone that calls and says, I need your service today, even though you may not have an opening or they may not be on the schedule?
Well, what we do is we have online booking form, so and it's mobile friendly. So I find that that goes a long ways with millennials and actually with all clients because it's so much easier for them to just book online on their phone in their bed. So they really have no excuse why they didn't think of it sooner. And they also appreciate human compassion, just like any other client. If you just tell them, look, I wish we could help you, and this is what we can do for you, we can refer them to one of our competitors actually, and we're friends with a lot of our competitors. So that way we're helping the client out and helping our competitors out, which they appreciate. Actually, millennials, they like the sense of community collaboration, fair treatment of employees, contribution to community. Like they like all these great things. And so if you emphasize that in your business, you're going to do well with them.
I've noticed that a lot of millennials are quick to make decisions. They think on their feet, they're very quick. They will assess your business very quickly and make a decision to hire you immediately. Do you find that they hire you as quickly? Sometimes do they fire you as quickly as they hire you, or is there a long loyalty to your business, or how does that work?
I find that it's probably not that much different from regular clients. The only thing is they may not have as many resources, like financially, so they may not sign up for long term, recurring cleanings, but they will definitely be there. And when there's a big event or like a wedding, right? We actually help one of our clients with a wedding, and it's just coincidentally, same client had raccoons, and now they're about to have a baby, and so we clean their home, for before the baby arrives. So they definitely are very loyal, but they may not be able to afford ongoing, house cleaning services.
Having won awards all over the city and state, I'm curious, are there anything that you would recommend specifically to working with millennials that maybe working with a different generation we have not considered?
Definitely support your local nonprofits. I mean, all clients appreciate it, but millennials appreciate it more than everybody else. So we support Nevada Public Radio, for example. We support, just think about what media or what causes they care about. Animal Foundation, right? That's another cause we support. And we don't just support organizations that millennials care about, but specifically, I noticed that it resonates with them so much more than with any other generation. They really do care. They also do care about fair wages. If you are paying your employees livable wages, if you provide home buying assistance, if you provide benefits, if you provide flexible schedule, because a lot of millennials, they're a younger generation, right? So a lot of them are employees themselves. So if they see that you treat your employees well, they like you a lot more than they would otherwise. They do care about that.
All right, isn't she amazing? And now you can see why she's so successful. Elena Ledoux, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your information on how to clean for millennials. These are super helpful tips, and these are things that we need to be aware of as we are able to service all of our customers. So thank you so much. All right, if you found this helpful, please pass it on to a friend. And if we've earned your subscription, please subscribe. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.